there was a wealthy tycoon who was also quite infamous and was simply known as Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith was guilty of every form of business corruption imaginable. He would buy up large swaths of real estate for new developments without any concern about who was getting evicted, or what kind of housing may or may not be available. He was a notorious slum landlord and sued repeatedly for dangerous working conditions for his employees that he never put any effort into improving. The only remotely generous thing he ever did was on a morning when he was rushing late to a meeting, stopped at the newsstand on the corner, threw a $5 bill at the attendant, and picked up the newspaper and shouted as he rushed off, "Keep it." Of course, he eventually found himself standing before St. Peter at the pearly gates. Being a man accustomed to a life of entitlement, he walks up to St. Peter and says, "I'm here, you can let me in now." Peter, as we all know, said, "Wait a minute. Let's look things up here." Starts going through the book. "Well, Mr. Smith, you're a pretty rotten character. I don't honestly have anything in here virtuous about you at all. Can you think of any reason why I should let you into this holy place? I mean, you cheated on your taxes." Panicking, Smith thinks to himself, what am I going to do? What am I going to say? He's never before not had the upper hand in a negotiation, and this was for all the chips. And then he remembers, well, there was this time I gave a $5 bill to the guy at the newsstand for a newspaper and let him keep the change. Peter says, "No, let me go talk to the boss about this one. You stay here." Disappears for a while. Smith is waiting, and he's waiting, and he's waiting. He's nervous, and he's panicking, and he's getting worried. Peter comes back, and Mr. Smith looks up and says, "Well," Peter says, "Well, Jesus said I should give you this $5 bill and tell you to go to hell." I think it's important we don't take ourselves too seriously, especially on a day like this when the readings are so dour. And it's also important that we look at all these readings in the context of the whole story they come out of. Otherwise, we miss the point. To begin with, the first reading from Ecclesiastes, also called the Book of Coelho, is a collection of wisdom sayings and wisdom teachings, and this particular passage begins with a ancient Hebrew expression, vanity of vanities, the futility of things, the futility of life's efforts. And it goes on, as we heard quite a ways, bemoaning that we work so hard in this life to accomplish some good things, to have a little security, and then it's gone. We leave it behind, we don't get to take it with us, and the people who inherit it may or may not use it with any prudence whatsoever. We have no control over it. Now the story does go on to talk about in God, in our relationship with God, we find the things that actually last. Those things we actually take with us. In our second lesson, we're given a different side of the picture, but it's still kind of down. The point being that before Christ, before baptism, before embracing the faith, the life we led was different. And now, we want to be sure we don't go back to that. Whatever our self-centered evil deeds of the past may have been, today's project as Christians is to move further and further away from that, to seek the grace of God and the transforming power of God in our lives and the support of one another, to move further away from that, to move further into the life that Jesus calls us to live, the life that Jesus taught through his own example. In our gospel, we have a pretty comic and smirky vignette from Jesus' life. Jesus, come and tell my brother to do what's right and divide the family inheritance the way he's supposed to. And we get that sarcastic remark. Who am I to be your judge? What's up with this? And never missing an opportunity to teach, Jesus jumps into a parable. The parable of the rich fool is very much a reflection of what we have in the Old Testament passage. We work hard, we struggle, we have some success, but we don't know if we're really going to get to enjoy it or not. We don't know when our last day will come. But the punchline, the real key to this teaching is that last line. Don't be so concerned about riches and wealth and security in this world that you forget to pay attention to being rich in the eyes of God. Again, that relationship is the thing that goes with us into the next world. That's the path that Jesus paved for us. We all know that we've got to work hard to make a decent living in this world. And we all know that we can't provide for families and loved ones without doing that. We all know that we've got a plan towards retirement and so on and so forth. But we want to always remember, as we struggle through, work hard for the necessities of this world, is to stay focused, keep in its balance, in its proper place for things that are next. Loving God with our whole being in return for the love God offers us. Loving our neighbor as we love ourselves. Be people of those virtues and values and that spirituality is what makes all the difference. That goes with us. And faith is a legacy we can leave behind in which we can have real hope. Will make their lives and the next generations better. My brothers and sisters, today is really not a day in which our collection of biblical stories is beating up on hard work, or beating up on success, or beating up on being a good business person. Today is a day when we're challenged in very dramatic biblical language to keep our priorities straight. To remember that along with making our life through this world, we need to be attentive to living the life God calls us to live. To living the ethics, the virtue, and the love that God asks of us in return for the love that God showers upon us. Today's a day to remember to keep that balance and to keep our priorities. My brothers and sisters, today let's be rededicated and refocused to reaching for that balance, to striving for God's gifts on that spiritual side of our lives, for time of prayer and time of charity, and time of growing into the person that God calls us to be.